Chapter 61-64. The northern Tibetan friend was relatively restrained and turned to look at him and asked the experts around him. Master Liu, what do you think of this video? Master Liu shook his head and sighed. The manager in the video really doesn't understand anything. Although this type of instrument is very similar to that of the Ming dynasty. They are similar but not the same because the Ming dynasty's utensils themselves are also antiques. Strictly speaking, the bronze utensils of the past dynasties are not new styles that established sects. There must be some shadows of earlier objects. Let's open it now. If you choose a bronze Buddha from Daobao at random, as long as it is a serious work, it must have antique elements. Moreover, he did not see the true damage to the leather shell at all. It is considered relatively amateurish overall. As he said this, he couldn't help but sigh. Although Orus Hill's antiques industry can only be regarded as second tier in China, it is still a city with profound heritage. It stands to reason that there should be some masters. I didn't expect that such a skilled person could become the general manager of the largest antique store in Orus Hill. This really surprised me. The vendors were confused and asked quickly. Everyone, what do you mean, is this thing real? Several people kept a low profile on this issue, and the experts smiled. I reserve my opinion on this. I still have to see it before I can draw a conclusion. The vendor quickly looked at the outspoken Tibetan friend from the south and said, You just said that everything Manager Chen said was wrong. Then do you think this thing is real? Even the southern Tibetan friend who was angry at the moment said very vaguely, Whether this thing is real or not, I can't say anything without seeing the actual machine. It's just that I can't stand that guy pretending to understand. The vendor was even more confused. He quickly walked aside and sent a voice message back to Manager Chen. Manager Chen, I just had a chat with them. It seems that they are really here for the bronze Buddha. Manager Chen asked quickly, Did you tell them that what you said was false? Did you let them watch the video? The vendor said, The video has been watched by them. But they don't seem to agree with what you said in the video. Manager Chen quickly asked, What do you mean by not agreeing? What were their original words? Of course, the vendor didn't dare to tell Manager Chen what they said, so he said vaguely, Yes. They seem a bit stubborn. No matter how I explain it to them. They feel that they can't make any conclusions before seeing it. Manager Chen sat up from the bed, looked at his phone, and muttered to himself. Isn't this fucking nonsense? If the big fool is fooled, can he find a second fool to take over? If he really sells this, wouldn't it mean that all the hard work was in vain and he makes a DMN profit? Thinking of this, he quickly called Irvin. At this time, Irvin hadn't gotten up yet. Since he followed Orville, his life schedule was no longer that of a street vendor who went to bed early and got up early. Instead, he went to bed late and got up late. As a social worker, he not only has to take time to visit the major nightclubs, but he has to hold meetings with his younger brothers and study the venue's operation plan. So he usually goes to bed at 2 or 3 in the morning and gets up around noon. Being woken up by a phone call early, and it was Manager Chen whom he despised, Irvin couldn't help but feel a little unhappy and said, Why can't you call later? Don't you know I'm resting now? Manager Chen quickly apologized, I'm sorry, Brother Irvin. I didn't mean to disturb your rest. There is something new going on here in the antique street, and I wanted to synchronize it with you. Irvin asked doubtfully, What happened again? Manager Chen said, Early in the morning, several people drove all night from other places to come here to find Liang Yun. They seemed to want to collect his things, and it was the bronze Buddha you sold to him. Liang Yun even left a piece of paper at the door. Asked them to take a number. This is too fucking outrageous. So that is why I am calling to synchronize the news with you quickly. What did you say? Irvin's sleepiness disappeared without a trace in an instant, and he blurted out. Someone wants to collect the bronze Buddha that we duped Liang Yun with? Manager Chen said, There is more than one person, now there are 2 groups. And listen, that means they drove all night. Irvin was also dumbfounded and asked, What's wrong with these people? Manager Chen said, I don't know, Brother Irvin. He asked cautiously, Brother Irvin, do you think there is a possibility that the bronze Buddha you sold him is not a fake? Irvin asked in return, have you heard of Master Cheng's name? Manager Chen exclaimed, fake Master Cheng? Yes, that's him, Irvin asked. Do you think the things that came out of his hands could be real? Manager Chen said hurriedly, that's impossible. Absolutely impossible. As he said that, he also breathed a sigh of relief and said with a smile, Brother Irvin, I'm relieved if you say that. I guess these people haven't seen anything yet and they still have illusions. When they see something, they will probably curse him and leave. Irvin said with a smile, they traveled such a long way and saw a fake thing. If they have a bad temper, they might beat him up. Please pay attention to the follow-up. If you have any fun, please leave a message on WeChat. I want to sleep for a while. Manager Chen said hurriedly, okay, Brother Irvin. By the way, sending you a WeChat message won't disturb your rest, right? It's okay, Irvin said casually. Don't bother me. After that, Irvin yawned and said, okay, I won't talk anymore, I'll go back to sleep.